The world's finest tennis players meet at the Nabisco Masters. Action from television's best NHL hockey schedule. And TSN's December delivers U.S. College Bowl games, sensational NBA basketball shootouts, plus 4 world champions heat the ice in a high-stakes skins battle, and a special look back at this year in sports, all in December on TSN.
The Olympic Gold Rush begins February 13th on TSN.
It's time again for TSN's Curling Skins Game. Brought to you by Labatt's, proud sponsors of Calgary 88.
The Fort William Gardens, Thunder Bay, Ontario, home of the 1987 Skins Game on TSN. Tonight, the defending champion Eddie Werenek, slick, smooth, and red hot in the semifinal, goes up against Eddie Lukowich and Canada's Olympic curling team. Hi, everyone. I'm John Wells. Welcome once more to Thunder Bay. We think we've got a great one lined up for you tonight. Eddie Lukowich advancing this afternoon over Russ Howard. And earlier in competition yesterday, it was Ed Werenek scoring a big victory over Al Hackner right here in Thunder Bay. Werenek won $7,000 in the opener, and Lukowich came up hot this afternoon. We look forward to a good one tonight. And for more on the matchup, let's join Ray and Vic.
Well, John, we got an idea of what the Skins Game is all about. It came down to a couple of draws to the button for $2,500 to see who might just go on to tonight's final. It really was, as we say, what the Skins are all about.
Well, Steven Spielberg would have a hard time drafting up a better ending than that, Vic. It was fantastic.
It was a thriller. The first shot, the draw to the button for $2,500 by Russ Howard of Penetanguishene, Ontario.
And he put it full on the forefoot. A little bit of a bad break maybe at the end because it kind of changed turn. I think maybe it caught something. Just as it comes to the top of the house, you'll see it sort of digs in. They're leaving it. They're leaving the stone. Now it crosses the hog line. You can see right about here now. Watch it sort of dig in, and see it change turn, Vic. Just starts to change turn a little bit. It gets to the full forefoot, but it might have been closer.
Now, he thought he'd caught something, and he was a little upset about that, but maybe not a legitimate complaint?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you could say a lot of things, but it did actually catch something, maybe a little flake or a little straw or something.
But I tell you what, we've seen all along, whenever we've seen Eddie Lukowich, if you give him a second chance at anything, he'll likely make good on that second chance, and he sure did with this draw.
Well, you can see Eddie here. I mean, he had to be full on the forefoot and bite the button, and not only does he get it to the forefoot, I think he covers the hole. And, you know, the credit here has to go to the front end. They looked at it, they watched it, they jumped on it, they got off it, they got on it, and now at the hog line, they really start to hammer it. You can see it crossing the hog line now. It gets to the top of the rings. At this point, they know it's close. It's a matter of judgment, and there it is, $2,500 and an advancement.
That's right, and a trip to tonight's final as he faces Ed Werenek. And what can you say when you have two people like this, guys that really know how to play when there is money on the line?
The beast from the east against the best from the west. It's a natural, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be great. Any favorite here?
Oh, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick, go against Eddie Werenek because he was our champion last year, and this format of playing the Skins seemed to suit him. But we're in for a great, great game tonight, for sure, Vic.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Of course, the Skins game a little different. There are certain things that you have to be aware of, such as scoring 2 points to get your money. It is the Skins game. John Wells has the rules for you.
Rules for the Skins Game just slightly different from regular curling. Each game is 10 ends with a draw for closest to the button determining the choice of opponents. You can only win a skin by taking 2 points or stealing on an end. And of course, money, the big factor in determining the winner. Lots of money to be won in the TSN Skins Game, with $15,000 up for grabs in the semifinals and $15,000 in the final, for a total of $35,000 in prize money.
Dollar values are doubled for the final tonight, $1,000 per end to begin with, as we get ready for the Eddies. Lukowich versus Werenek in the Skins final tonight.
This portion of TSN's Curling Skins Game brought to you by Canadian Airlines International, with Canadian business class service to 32 cities across Canada and around the world.
best in the world to be going for the gold in Calgary.
There's a beat in this land, it's there in all we do. That's why hands across the country reach for the blue. And when we get together, there's a taste that's green and true. That's why we come with the blue.
Labatt's Blue is Pilsner brewed for that clean, true taste.
Yeah, that's why we come with the blue. It's time to call for your it's time to call for the blue.
The thrills and excitement of NBA basketball is on TSN. Tensions from division rivals and top teams on television's best basketball schedule keeps you at the hoop. Tuesdays and Fridays, TSN takes you courtside. Run with the best and follow the leading teams all the way to a world championship. Next up, the Kings take on their Midwest rivals, the Houston Rockets, live from the home court in Sacramento. The action starts Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on TSN.
Welcome back to Thunder Bay as we're just about ready for the final of the 1987 TSN Curling Skins game, brought to you by Labatt's. Lukowich against Wernick. East meets West.
Well, all the money's doubled, Vic, so it's $1,000 an end now as we start out. And Eddie Lukowich had the choice to choose whether he wanted to try and steal the first end or get his 2 points to win the skins, and that was based on the opening draws right back yesterday. And he's chosen to try and get his 2 points, so Paul Savage and Eddie Wernick are in a steal situation.
And the lead, Neil Harrison, gets us going here in the final. The first 4 ends worth $1,000 apiece. Ends 5 through 8, $1,500. Ninth end is $2,000, and the 10th end, $3,000.
Well, that rock slipped a little too far, and Eddie Lukowich will use it. He's got to get 2, and he'll just tap it back, lay in front of it. In this concept where each end is a game and you're playing for the money, it's absolutely imperative that the front end get their stones in the proper position. You know, we saw the game last night where there was a little bit of struggling from the front ends, both front ends, and as a result, the game really moved around a lot. But those leads and seconds got to get the rocks in the right spot. This gives Eddie Lukowich a chance to use it, to freeze to it. Had I been out in front and tight to the rings, he would have had to make a decision to gamble inside the 4-foot or run it off. There's a good shot.
Right up on top, and so he is now shot stone with some backing. And let's just emphasize again, to take the skin, you've got to score at least 2 points or steal. So if Eddie Lukowich wants the money here, $1,000, he's got to get 2 points.
And for the viewers that maybe haven't been with us to this point in the skins game, Vic, we'll talk about the time clock, which is in play here, and also the red shading that you see down the ice that comes off the edge of the 4-foot. That's for the viewer to be able to line up the stone in the proper perspective when the rock is in the 4-foot or in the rings, and when the guards are out in front. So it's kind of interesting.
Neil Harrison right down on top, and he looks right like he might be the shot stone. There you see those 2 time clocks. They started at 68 minutes. Each rink has 3 one-minute timeouts that they can call. Brent Syme and his second stone here in end number 1.
He's asked Brent Syme just to play the bump, just to touch it back. Now, if you cut your weight a little bit, there's a lot of movement in the stone late. You can see right here it starts to move. He's hit it on the wrong side. He wanted to hit it on the other side.
And now, Wernick lies 2. And remember, if he wants the money, he's got to steal. So he's in a pretty good position right now.
Yeah, that's right, Vic. He is. He's got a good set up well for him. He's going to play this rock to the top of the 12-foot, full in the 12-foot, not too deep. John Kawaja
at his first stone.
Interesting enough, there's a bonspiel going on, the McDonald Classic, which is the annual, the first one they've had in conjunction with the skins game this weekend. And John Kawaja is here skipping his own team. Paul Galso is playing third on that team. And Eddie Wernick and Eddie Lukowich have all qualified. So they've all picked up $2,000 for qualifying and get a chance to play for $10,000 tomorrow. But this is where it's at right now.
John with his stone just off the center line. Top of the 12.
You get the top, okay.
Not fooling around here, are they? They're playing everything within 4 feet.
Neil Houston.
Forward wave.
Now it moves, just as it starts to die, it really moves here. He's got a little bit, should come over now. It'll hit and roll in front of the other, I think. There it is. It's a good shot by Neil. Moves the rocks around. He shot rock. Paul Savage is throwing the last stone on this team.
You want to freeze it? No. All right.
Both Savage and Waring have been to 6 Briars over the years, and with the 4 teams we had here, Vic, there was 51 Purple Hearts. That's a lot of Canadian Championship experience, isn't it?
All former world champions.
He's got to get it by the back one. It's a good-looking shot.
Right over on top.
Great shot.
Oh, my.
We figure. Bump.
Ed Lukowich puts down the brush for Neil Houston.
Just playing a bump. I think he's got a little more weight than he expected. Just wanted to move it back to the back ring. Paul Savage has to steal a point here to win his skin of $1,000. Eddie Lukowich has to get 2, and he has advantage of last rock.
Would Lukowich have preferred that stone of Houston's off that center line a little more? I mean, still something to work with.
That's right. It gives Eddie a chance to go around.
Some of you might think that this is a little unfamiliar to see Ed Wernick throwing third stones, but this is what they started last year at the Olympic trials. And Paul Savage now actually skips the team, although the ring still goes by the Wernick name, the wrench handle.
It curled too much. Now it's interesting to see who is second shot here. Looks to me like it's a chance for Luke to hit and lie 2 here.
John Ferguson, his first stone, Lukowich third. Again, all the action very quick. They don't want to waste the time.
He has to get a little roll to be second shot. He's going to hit on the nose, so he's certainly I think he's lying 1 and 3.
Okay, we're second. Okay.
Eddie Wernick.
His second stone.
He can hit this to lie 2. Remember, Wernick has to steal. Paul Savage has to steal a point here. So he's looking for the rollover.
Just bump.
Just bumper weight. You can see the indication. Luke wants the hit and roll behind the corner.
John Ferguson makes the hit and a little roll, but the other way.
It's really hard to tell who's the shot rock. We'd have to. Paul seems to think that the Lukowich stone, the front one is. He has to get a little roll to lie 2 off this.
Back here. Ball throw. Yeah. Right.
Paul Savage, the left-hander.
these two fellas, Wernick, Savage, they've been in some big spiels, and this is one of the biggest.
Good looking line. It's going to curl too much to watch the back one. So now it's kind of interesting. It looks to me like Savage's shot rock at the back for sure.
Okay, good bump.
But now the second shot rock belongs to Lukowich. So if he can hit this right on the nose, killing both those stones that are sit there, the white and the blue that he's shooting at now, I think he can lie too. And that's what he needs to get the skin, Vic.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't track at all, eh?
No, because I don't think I threw it there.
Draw weights down to like 5.
You know, we talk about all the experience that these rinks have and their local prior competitions, provincial playdowns, world championships. They were as tight as I've ever seen them, and talking to them before, there were very few words. Let's just get down and play.
This is big money. He's got to curl a little bit more. He's going to hit it wrong.
Makes the hit.
It's not what he wanted.
And the shooter squirts not quite out. It looks like it's just hanging on, but certainly won't be shot. And in fact, now the white stone on the right-hand side at about 8 o'clock is shot stone. And that belongs to Wernick.
And he
Looking A1. A1.
I think you can be more aggressive with the tap weight.
That one was looking.
You just got to tap it to here. Yeah, okay, if you like that. Is that enough?
Well, it's a good chance.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Well, just listen to Eddie here and Paul. But it's a good chance. He's lying shot rock, and so it's a good chance for him to get around that third shot rock that sits right in the center, the one on the 12-foot. You're looking at it now, the white stone. Get to the top of the 4-foot, lie 2, and if you get it buried, you could steal the point.
Yep.
There we go.
Steal a point and $1,000. Interestingly, while the clock is a factor here, yesterday in the first game between Hackner and Wernick, it seemed like go, 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 go. Maybe they've gotten their pacing down because it doesn't seem Ray quite as quick.
Well, I think also the fact that we're now playing for more money, you know, it has a tendency, there's a little bit more pressure involved. And you can say all you want, $500, $1,000, it's double the dough.
Yeah. Didn't move on him, did it? Or did it?
He's got a hit and stick here, or he'll give Paul the steal.
So last stone of this first
no problem on that first one, just never finished. Hack weight.
And Lukowich needs to hit and stick on that stone, the top of the 4. And that would force a carryover of $1,000 into end number 2. Miss the shot, roll either way, and Eddie Wernick will steal a skin.
Should move now. Should move right about now. Good view of it. Good looking shot.
Cool hand Luke right there comes through with the $1,000 shot when he needs it. No skin awarded. They'll carry over $1,000. And when we come back, we'll be playing for $2,000 in the 1987 Skins game on TSN.
If you're looking for racy lines, precise cornering, and a great stereo, Zenith's trim 29-inch designer TVs will put you in the driver's seat. Zenith, quality.
Stand by for the world's most beautiful music. 24 world-famous melodies on 2 great new albums played by the James Last Orchestra. Come and join James Last on a musical tour of the most beautiful songs in the world. 24 full-length classic melodies, beautifully arranged and recorded in breathtaking stereo. James Last. Last, the world's favorite music on 2 LPs or 2 cassettes. Your satisfaction is guaranteed by Atlantis Direct Marketing. Stand by to order.
COD and credit card customers call 1-800-543-1009. That's 1-800-543-1009. Or to save COD charges, use your credit card or send check or money order for $14.95 for 2 albums or 2 cassettes plus $3 shipping and handling to James Last, P.O. Box 600, Station R, Toronto, Ontario, M4G4E1. COD and credit card customers call 1-800-543-1009.
Hi, I'm William Perry of the Chicago Bears. Watch us battle the Vikings on TSN.
TSN is your ticket to the NFL when the Chicago Bears tackle the Minnesota Vikings. Sunday, starting at 8 Eastern. The NFL on TSN.
Nobody won any skins in the first end, so as we go to end number 2, we'll carry the $1,000 over, play for another grand, and so end number 2 will be worth $2,000. We're glad that you're with us here in Thunder Bay. Vic Roeder along with Ray Turnbull and John Wells at TSN Skin Game for 87.
Front rank.
And because Lukowich didn't score his 2, he loses the hammer, and so Wernick will have last rock in end number 2, and Brent Syme gets us going.
Well, to pick up the money, Eddie Lukowich now has to steal the point, so he'll ask Brent Syme to play that guard top of the 12-foot, a foot or 2 in front of the rings on the center line. These shots are so important to get the end started properly, especially with this format. There it is. Nice and tight.
Well, we got a good example of that this afternoon, Ray, didn't we? I mean, when any of the rinks put those long center line guards up, it meant that a lot of come-arounds, and it meant a lot of action inside the rings.
That's right. This is a perfect shot here because it's tight enough so that Paul just doesn't want to leave it there. He wants to get his 2 points, but he doesn't want to gamble inside that four with the rock that tight. Looking for the roll to the corner. It's a good-looking shot. The game against Russ Howard and Eddie Lukowich this afternoon, both front ends played very well. Larry Merkley filling in for Kent Carstairs really played well, and of course Brent Syme and Neil Houston, it's old hat for them. They are so consistent.
Brent Syme and his second stone here in end number 2.
Shot by Brent.
You know, in our coverage of Scott Tournament of Hearts and Brier and World Championships, you've often said now's the time that somebody should make a come around and go into the rings. We rarely see leads do that, but in this format, I guess you almost have to do it immediately.
I think that's a good point, and we'll talk about it as we go through this end, Vic. One of the big thing that's different is that in a curling game, it's either a red star or a blue star. There's a winner or a loser. Yep. And you've got 10 ends to kind of plan it, prepare it, and play it. But in this kind of a format, every end is so important because there's so much at stake on each end. So that's why when you mentioned they may have been a little tighter before this game, I think you may have been right. Because, each end, there's the concentration so important for every shot. Yes, in a 10-end game, you get a chance to maybe relax a little bit or get a little feeling for the game.
Hack.
But not here.
Make sure a hack.
It's from the opening whistle, mister.
Neil Houston getting ready for his first stone. The other thing as well points out that your front end in a situation like this, because sometimes there's a feeling that you just need your straight up and down the ice kind of players as your front end, and you let your skip and your third do all the tough shots. These guys have got to make all the shots right from first rock, first end.
It's true. But nowadays, if you don't have players in your team that can play it all, you'll play in the B division.
Houston makes the shot there, gets the takeout and little roll in front of his own.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, that might be the shot.
There you see the H beside the name of Wernick. He has the hammer. Last rock here in end number 2. No skin awarded in number 1. We're playing for $2,000 here in end number 2.
Should be on the front rock, I think. Eddie's certainly in a good position here to put the pressure on. He's got the 2 rocks in the forefoot that we're looking at now. He's asking for the guard. Halfway, he says. Neil Houston.
His second stone.
You follow the line by watching the shaded area. The rock is now moving towards the button, coming across the center line that runs through the center of the button. And the rock on the forefoot is on the other side of the center, so he's got to get it over a bit. That's why they're brushing it to bring it a little further. Pretty good looking guard.
Boy, that's right. Those 2 stones now sitting in the forefoot, one almost on the button, are nearly totally guarded.
There's a good look at it too.
John Kawaja looks down.
Just going to run it back, try and spill him off of there.
Bill Harrison having a tough time keeping up. Lots of weight here.
Yep.
Bonus if he could have driven that straight back.
And maybe killed one of those stones and moved them all around. It would have been nice.
Halfway.
But the shooter would have been left out there, so 6 of one, a half dozen of the other. But in answer to your question, to be a little bit more definite, he would like to move those rocks around the forefoot.
3rd stones, and John Ferguson is the first.
Now you know where it has to finish. It has to come across the center line. Stone in the house is right on the button, just off the center. It's a little deeper this time. It's a pretty good job, but it guards the second shot rock. It doesn't guard the one that's sitting on the button. The one on the button is now wide open. He's just going to run his ass steady to run the front one back again.
Ed Wernick with his first shot here in end number 2.
Wernick has to score 2 to get his point. Eddie Lukowich has to steal.
Got it by.
Oh, great.
Oh, what a great shot.
Whoa. Look out.
And the shooter hangs around, and Wernick now is shot stone.
Look at this shot. They jump on it. He just gets by the front one enough to curl and catch it and moves all 3 stones. Look at them go. Now from the top, here it is again. Paul's in good position, quick with the brush. Good looking shot.
Second stone for John Ferguson.
The big thing about that is that
Hit her in the crotch.
Paul got them moved away from the forefoot. Eddie was in a good position to maybe steal a
Can I
point.
hit and roll one to the right, Nick? Roll that way.
We're second.
Okay.
Lukowich lays 1 and 2. Paul Savage his 3rd
Center
shot.
line? Yeah.
But one shot by Ed Wernick gets them out of a lot of trouble.
The old master from Bonita, Manitoba.
Go the other way. Hurry! Hurry!
Good shot.
Yep. There's a roller back here.
The only thing about this now, it allows Luke to get rid of both of them. Remember now, Luke has to steal the point.
And I'd say those 2 Wernick stones at the top of the 12 are the shot stones.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2.
Bump weight. Need about 2/3.
2/3 of the stone and get rid of both of them and roll over. He can lie 3. They'll just be in the 12 foot, but he can lie 3 off of this.
Yep. Clean.
On it right away, the first stone of Ed Lukowich.
Gotta hit it on the outside. I don't know. Hit it on the nose and allows Paul a chance.
Regardless of what happens there, chip that, eh? It'd be nice to get your shooter in here. Second shot, yeah, but I mean, we can make 2 out of this. What? We're out moving that, eh?
Shot rock belongs to Savage. Paul Savage and Eddie Wernick.
Yeah, Sam. Let's play a chip, yep. Moves good at the end, eh? Why don't we try to draw around it, and then if we rub it, it's perfect.
Well,
okay. Yeah, that's true.
We heard the comments. He's going to try and come down into this area here, chip this stone into this area here, and roll the shooter over here.
Paul Savage, his first stone.
You heard Eddie's comments too. You know, we could go around it if we chip it. It's great. We can get around behind it. It's got lots of weight, Vic. Starting to move now. Just needs a chip.
Now they try to hold it up. There's the chip. There's the roll. And over on top. What a great shot, Paul Savage.
They lie 3.
I don't know.
Yeah, we
could
just
have had
throw
it
it
better.
right here. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, same thing.
Make that shot rock.
Here more.
Okay.
Here more. A
And
little more.
you can get second shot. See, if that's, say that's over this way about 3 inches. That's perfect, isn't it?
Okay, right on the beak.
Well, depends how you make
Same,
it.
maybe a hair less. Won't be any
Here it
heavier.
is. That's a chip and roll. Executed perfectly.
So Lukowich with this stone tries to do what?
He's trying to run this off. Run it back.
Yeah.
Kill him. If he hits it on the outside, kill them both. He's got to hit it on the outside and get both of these. Drive it into the crotch. There's one. And he moved it back. Great shot. He's lying shot rock. Second shot belongs to Paul Savage.
So the blue stone at the top.
But what they're discussing now with Paul.
Yeah, it's going to come off the back of that other line.
We'll try and listen to him.
Yeah, you're right.
Tough shot here. He could make it.
Yeah, you never know.
No, you can get it right through the middle.
You can hear the comments.
Made a great shot
Paul
there.
said,
Looked like he was a little heavy with it. He just weighted.
good comment.
Heavy and narrow. Yeah, heavy and narrow. Good combo.
He can lie too by coming down, hitting this here, rock, and the shooter will go over, roll this way, come off the back of this stone, and he'll lie the second shot right there.
The point is he's got to make this shot or he gives up the steal.
If he hits it on the nose, it's no good. He's got to come off the back of the other stone. And you heard Paul say that.
So this is a $2,000 shot for Paul Savage.
He's got to hit the white one, come off the back of it. Oh, great shot. That was it.
There it is. 1, 2, and $2,000 for Paul Savage and Ed Wernick. That's the skins game. $2,000 for the Wernick ring.
You know, that Russian left winger is going to be pretty tough in Calgary.
I've been all the way to the west, babe, all the way to the east, and I stand just as tall in the saddle as I do in the city streets. I know there's a game and how to play, and I know when to make a stand, and I put more in like the king of bills. I'm a genuine bud man. Bud, 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 bud. I'm a bud man.
Your Sunday nights will never be the same. Pro football never looks so good. This December, the NFL is on TSN. Live action from the world's most punishing game. 8 Sunday night battles and the season finale Pro Bowl. The NFL on TSN. Live on Sunday nights, TSN is your ticket to the NFL when the Chicago Bears tackle the Minnesota Vikings. Sunday starting at 8 Eastern and only on TSN.
Ray Turnbull, you called it.
Well, he can't hit it on the nose or he wouldn't get 2. He had to come off the back of the white stone as we illustrated, Vic, and that's exactly what he did. And that's 2 points, and that 2 points is $2,000, and away we go.
Oh, look at that, eh? So he carried that over, and he wins his $2,000 after 2. And as we go to the third now, the third end will be worth another $1,000 here in Skins Game 87 on TSN, brought to you by Lapats. And the hammer now goes back to the Lukowich rink, and it'll be Neil Harrison to get us going here in end number 3.
Well, Paul Savage and the wrench. A combination that is very tough to beat at this Skins game. They showed us that last year, and they're right off at it again this year. This is their kind of game. They talked about it before the game again tonight. They just love this format. Neil Harrison. Top of the 4-foot. Luke's not going to fool around. He says, let's freeze to this. Let's get going. Get back in this thing. Lukowich with last rock. You can see it. The H for hammer. The last stone. For all our viewers, listening in Cutchogue, Texas or something that don't know all the expressions.
Yeah.
The freeze, the on-legger.
All right, didn't freeze, bumped it back,
Pushes
almost
it
on
back.
the button.
Here's a good call. Oh, just a minute, he says. No. You can see what Paul did there. His first indication was, let's freeze. No, we could angle freeze on this thing and really put it to him, and the guys kind of shook it off.
Too early to do that?
Let's play the hit, roll in front of it, and get the same result and get rid of the stone. Remembering that Lukowich has to score too. Pretty hard to score when they're back by the hack.
And the shooter, it rolls out of play as well.
You'll find Lukowich just freeze to the face of this again. It's either that or play the corner guard. There it is. Let's play the corner guard. So he's going to play this rock in front of the rings. Brent Syme. Wife Sheila's daughter Sarah at home. Come on, you guys, get in. We need the dough. Get in this game. Let's go. Says, nah. Let's throw up the guard. Leave it there. John Kawaja.
First stone for John Kawaja.
This is where they make a big move. See it move across, Dick, come across the center line.
And it's been consistent, Ray.
Yeah,
even since in the first semifinal last night.
Yeah, good point, Dick. It's been that way right since the very beginning.
Back ring.
Back ring weight. Weight is so important. I had a talk with Eddie Wernick before the game, and if you vary your weight by 6 to 8 feet, it makes a huge difference in the movement of the stone. So you've got to be exact. If you're icing for back ring weight, you've got to throw back ring weight.
Clean. Yeah, hurry.
Looking for the roll. Here it comes now. Look at it.
Boy, does it ever move. Little bump and over. And it sits back there, totally buried. Look at that.
Absolutely buried. You need a ladder to get over there.
John Kawaja wastes no time. Into the hack, second stone.
I'll say. John wasn't ready, was he?
As soon as the Lukowich stone stops, the Werenik clock begins, and it'll tick down now until this rock stops, and then the Lukowich clock will start up.
Our viewers should remember, too, that each team has 3 timeouts of a minute each. They can use them at any time they wish. Stop that clock.
And you see the red clock, 54, counting down to 54 minutes. That is now the Lukowich clock.
Long one, okay.
John may have thrown that a little too quickly because they wanted it up a little tighter. Hackway through the hole. Neil Houston, if you run off the front when he said that's okay. Lots of weight.
Second stone for Neil.
Here it comes now. There's a hole there for sure. They get it by the long one. No, sir. Eddie wanted hack weight. I think he was light. Boy, these guys are really playing quick, aren't they?
Yeah, but you know something? If 68 minutes is their total time for the game, and they, what they said, average 6.5, they're actually playing a little slower right now because we're only in the third end, and they're already down to the 52, 53 minute mark. So they're playing a little slower than what is considered the average.
They may have played the first 2 ends. I think they picked it up maybe for that reason, very reason. Once it's around. It's not coming.
Which one is shot?
Well, I think Paul Savage
Bump a little down.
is shot rock.
The Olympic rings. Lukowich, Eddie, and his rink will be there representing Canada along with Lindemore beginning February the 14th in Calgary. And we'll be able to give you updates every morning, breakfast at the Olympics. Second stone here, and in number 3 worth $1,000. The Werenik rink has already picked up 2 skins and 2,000.
Now Luke needs 2 points to pick up the dough, and he's not in a bad position. It's a big shot by Eddie Werenik. Boy, what a soft touch this is.
He is something, isn't he? My.
It's still exposed. You know, you can see. We'll take a look at it in a second. You'll see the long guard out in front.
Personal cheering section for the firemen.
There it is. There, a good picture of it. Now it's just back ring weight. You have to get by the front one just enough to move that rock back.
John Ferguson and his second shot.
You can leave it. Look at this shot here. Oh, magnificent.
Oh, beautiful.
What a shot. You don't have to say anything about those kind of shots.
The crowd certainly here.
Maybe we should have just drawn on your first one, right?
At the arena loves it.
Like if we freeze top button with your first one, he's just about dead. Well, he could maybe chink it across the face.
Well, I think it's pretty tight.
He shot.
Yeah, I think you do. You want to play? Okay, well, you want to just play it top and back then? I like if you can get to the nose and just get it back here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. Right there.
They really work well together, don't they, Dick? Both the combinations do it.
Oh, there, it's over there. Yeah, I give up.
Got to remember where you dropped your broom, Eddie.
It's been a change for him this year, having to do a lot of rushing, which he hasn't done in the past. But he's handled it well. Paul told us exactly what he's playing. He just wants to tap it back, Vic. Push it through the hole.
Ready. First stone for Paul Savage.
It's well out. Here it comes now. It's going to come enough? I don't think so. He's just going to catch a corner.
Right there. Just dead on top of it, eh? What's he got? Has he got a double to get there? Pretty tough double to get. Pretty tough double to get there, isn't it? For him, eh? Off the side, eh? There. Yeah. It's a hair more.
You had almost where my draw shots were. My draw shots went a little late. There's where. Yeah.
13 and a half.
Just going to come around this area here, come down into here like so, try and put it right into that area there.
Sort of a boomerang shot, though, Ray. You and your magic pencil. We know what you're trying to do.
It's a good thing I have a great sense of humor. What a crew I have to work with.
Got it by, Ray?
No, sir. That's a big miss, Vic, because he really had the end set up well for him. He had to get it to the top of the forefoot. Looks like very much like we're going to have another carryover, a good chance of a carryover.
Got
it. He knows he missed a chance there.
Yeah.
Rats.
Yeah, he had a great chance. If he gets it around and gets it in a spot that I illustrated so neatly, he could have really closed this end off.
You're throwing a little more weight. You were playing hack and it hits his out turn, eh? That kind of thing, than my in turn. And just throwing enough, it just starts moving there.
Final stone of this third end for Paul Savage.
He just wants to move it back and make it tough for Eddie to get this one. But he's got to get it there.
Squirt it through, he'll pick up his 2 points.
And the hole's there. I would have thought that if he obviously wanted to move it further than that, Vic. It's interesting. He could have played it with just quiet takeout weight and moved it right out of there, rolled over the other side. But he played it. Chose to play it very, very quietly, and the result is, of course, he didn't move it enough. And you can hear Luke's comment: back ring weight. If I can hit this on the outside, I can still get my 2. That was an interesting call. I would have thought Paul would. I think he tried to play. He obviously tried to move it further than that.
Yeah, pretty easy shot. That's too bad. We could have just hit it, but then he's got an awful easy shot for deuce again. Double.
A chance here for a $1,000 skin. If he can remove the one stone right on the button belonging to Eddie Werner. Gonna come over enough, Ray?
Too much weight. Too much weight. It's not going to curl enough.
Gonna go by. Okay, measurement time.
Oh, I think he gets 1.
He's hoping he's got 1.
Now, how would you like to measure this? You can't get the stick down the hole. What would you do there, Victor? You can't get the measuring stick into the hole. Oh, if you have to measure that kind of thing, it's an umpire's nightmare.
Oh, they're putting up zeros, so we're going to carry it over. And so Ed Lukowich maybe gets away, gets a big break there. They're going to carry over the $1,000 to end number 4. And when we come back, they'll be playing for $2,000.
For a comfort no other mattress can match, the Simmons Beauty Rest with a Contour Flex system Individually pocketed coils work one at a time to support every part of your body. The dynamics of comfort, only from Simmons. Enter the Simmons Olympic Winter Games sweepstakes. Win a ski trip to France or beautiful Simmons furniture. We're proud to be official suppliers to the Calgary 1988 Olympic Winter Games.
Multiple sclerosis, a disease of the central nervous system that attacks 1 out of every 1,000 Canadians.
What causes MS?
Is it a virus?
It has something to do with our northern climate, doesn't it?
What's the diagnosis?
The symptoms vary, don't they?
Does it happen fast or slow? Doesn't it come and go? What's the treatment?
Is there any cure?
There isn't one. Is there?
MS. Shouldn't we know more about a disease that affects so many?
The NHL tonight. Mondays and Thursdays, the NHL's hardest-hitting lineup provides exciting action on television's best NHL hockey schedule. Defending champions Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, and Philadelphia are some of the top teams you'll see live in action every week. And how about the Detroit Red Wings and the Maple Leafs live from the Gardens? Hockey's toughest rivals heat up this Monday night starting at 7:30 Eastern.
Be watching Monday night. I'll be there.
Ed Wernick has picked up a couple of skins worth of $2,000 in the second end. We go to the fourth, carrying over 1,000 from the third, add one more 1,000 in this end. And that's what we'll play for now, is $2,000. $2,000.
Up front.
You got it, Vic.
Because Eddie Lukowich didn't score his 2, he got his 1 to force the carryover. He loses the hammer, and so Brent Syme with the first stone of this fourth end. And Wernick with last rock.
There's the guard. Paul Savage has to score 2. Now this guard's a little further out, so I think you might see Paul go around it. Yes, sirree. Guys at the OAC named him last year the round mound of the come around. And here's an indication. Here he comes.
Oh boy.
Neil's not happy with that. And you can see it. You can see it. A little mumble. Terrific guy, Harry. Just a fabulous guy. They're all, you know, they're so accommodating, all these guys. I think also it's worth mentioning again, you know, for our viewers, the support that we've had from the spectators here has been fantastic all weekend. Another big crowd, Vic.
Here to see 2 of the best drinks in the world in the final of the 87 Skins game. Brent Syme, his second shot here in end number 4, worth $2,000. Interesting that he comes the other way, whereas Harrison went with the out turn.
And he makes a, you know, Brent makes a great shot, so Paul's just going to come around, try and tap it back, but he went up and mentioned that you know, if you hit the front one, it's all right.
Now they go to the other turn as well. Neil Harrison, his second start.
Savage has last rock. Yep. He must score 2 to get the $2,000. Good shot. He got it into the open, got it moved around. Luke wants the hit and roll. There's the indication. Neil Houston's first stone.
Bump.
Bumper weight.
Yep. Clean. Woo! Right up. Right up. No, right up. No, right up. Okay, good shot.
makes the hit and stays right there, just biting the top of the 8th. And so Lukowich lying 2. And remember, Lukowich only needs to steal here to get the $2,000 in end number 4. Werenik needs to score a couple.
Double off that one, you're buried. Perfect. I like this.
You can hear what Eddie's saying. Playing the out-turn hit with Quadra Stone, if you make the double, you'll be fully buried behind the front rock. Oh, it caught a hair. But that's what happens when a stone catches a hair.
Underneath the way it was moving early, like right out of his hand type of thing. Not much about those.
That's unfortunate.
Top of the 8th.
Nothing you can do about it.
No, nothing.
Neil Houston, second stone.
Now a good chance for Luke. He's got a steal here.
Wicks off.
Move the guard over a little bit though, but it still leaves the double for John Kawaja, the one he just tried. The out-turn hit, and Paul's going to play it again. If he gets this hit on the second shot rock, he'll come across, hit the rock that's in the 8-foot, could be shot, it could be buried.
John Kawaja with a very familiar slide.
He's going to curl too much. I think he's going to catch it on the nose. Luke has to steal. That was a big gamble on his part.
It's interesting there. Both Neil Harrison and John Kawaja were down at this end watching the shot, and Paul immediately, as that stone came in, waved them back up, said, "Come on, fellas, we got to keep playing. Watch the clock," because both of them now, especially Werenik and his rink, are under 46 minutes, so they're playing a little bit slower than the average.
Chance for Paul Savage to lie too here. They have to watch this closely. It'll start to move.
Trying to get it by. Yes, so just a little whip. They catch enough though.
Oh, but they've never put a brush on it. That's just, a bit of a bad call by Paul. They had to keep it clean all the way down. I think they would have got it by. You can just see it. They didn't get on it till late, and it just touches it. It goes a little body English, but it goes by and hits the shot stone, but rolls out.
John Ferguson and his second shot.
They got the front up, so Luke says, let's steal the point.
Neil Houston, Brent Syme trying to hold it up, trying to get it by and
got
in.
It by. They got the weight.
And into the top of the 8th.
And fully covered. Ball's going to run this one off, maybe try and catch them both. Ed Wernick. Lots of weight.
One and by.
Almost. He knew he was full and he let it go. guard again. The rock sitting in the rings belonging to Lukowich is fully buried by a long guard that's halfway between the top of the house and the hog line. He's playing the in turn to block the draw.
John Ferguson puts the brush down for Ed Lukowich and his first stone here in number 4.
He's playing the hit. I'm sorry about that, Dick. You know, he talked about the guard. He's playing the hit on the second shot rock and roll over. Well, the thing that does, though, it does remove that stone, so gets rid of the second shot rock, but it does open the house up and allow Paul a free draw.
Just a hair.
Sure. Mine didn't come up very much. The draws run straight and they only come at the end. What do you think?
Oh, it's a great shot. If I could have hit and rolled dead in behind.
Okay.
Gotta think that's tough, right? You know, regardless of the...
Still looks like a lot.
I see, he's still questioning it, Ed Wernick, regardless of the fact that Paul's a skip. I mean, Ed's been there so long, and he's got to finally give in to the skip, which is Paul Savage. It must be difficult.
Well, you know, they're just discussing the ice, and you're right. I mean, Eddie kept saying, I think it's a lot of ice, but that's one of the adjustments you have to make when you move down to third. He knows that.
That stone, which was totally buried now, pushes it over and opens it up on the edge of the 4.
And he opens it up. And what Luke will do here is he'll hit this one on the nose and line by 4.
And it ran straight up. Yeah, it doesn't break as much with weight. Draw weight, it'll come up nice. Which do you prefer, the draw or the hit?
Just thinking about that.
Paul knows he's going to have to, you know, have a choice of either drawing or hitting with his last one to get the one single point.
How are we doing on the clock, Eddie?
Yeah, we're all right. 4 is 28, 40, so you got 3 minutes to play. 3:34 to finish this end. You only got 1 rock to go.
Eye on the clock.
That's not quite right. You take a minute off that. 2:34.
Tap back.
What kind of weight? Same way you just threw?
You guys are feeding around now?
Yeah, they want to shoot white. What the hell? We were shooting white last game. Maybe they figured they should shoot white again. Yeah.
Blue one.
Go get a rock off another sheet and draw with another white one. Yeah, would have made it a lot tougher. Oh, yeah.
What they're talking about, Vic, is he wanted to hit it right in the nose and just stay there and make Paul make a decision of hitting and rolling in for shot or drawing. This made the choice for him by rolling to the 4-foot.
So Paul Savage with the last stone here in the 4th end needs to hit and stick here to force a carryover.
Watch it closely. It's got to come a bit.
Sure is. And so we'll carry over the $2,000 to end number 5. And end number 5 will be worth $1,500. And when we come back, they'll play for $3,500 in the TSN Skins game.
and you'll have plenty of time to rest on the flight to Calgary.
The spirit takes wing. Good times ain't hard, good friends the backyard. Any place, the sun on your face. The bats like the ice, stay smooth and light. Right on the ice. Goes down so nice. The bats like the ice, stay smooth and light. Right on the ice. Goes down so nice. The bats like the ice.
TSN Sunday comes alive with NFL Game Day, the complete NFL pregame show. Then, live from New York at 12:30, the world's top-ranking tennis players meet in the Nabisco Masters, live from Madison Square Garden. At 7, the ultimate NFL highlight show, NFL Prime Time. And that leads into the NFL on TSN, when the Chicago Bears battle the Minnesota Vikings, starting at 8 Eastern. The NFL on TSN makes this Sunday spectacular.
The only skins picked up so far were in the second end when Ed Wernick scored 2 to pick up $2,000. Since then, we've carried everything over. And as we go now to the fifth end, we carry over $2,000. Ends 5 through 8 are worth $1,500, 15, 20, $3,500. That's on the line here in end number 5.
Starting to build, isn't it, Vic?
Yeah. And Ed Lukowich will have last rock in this fifth end. Neil Harrison, the Wernick lead with first stone.
Neil threw that kind of funny. He jumped up in a hurry like he hurt his knee or his leg or something, and he wasn't very satisfied with it, but it looks like it's got about the right weight. Wants it out in front. He's going to slip a little too far. No, good shot. To kind of take a look at it again, it's kind of interesting because Neil doesn't do this. He comes out and he sees, sort of loses his balance, and he got a little kind of shake. He jumped up quick in a hurry. You can see that he's the anguish on his face. I don't know if he hurt his knee. He's kind of walking it off now.
Brent Syme.
Luke has the hammer, so he's decided to ignore the stone that's on the center line and throw up a corner. He really wants to get something going. It's kind of interesting because you know that Savage is going to go right in behind that one.
Oh, boy. Pulled a string there and didn't even get it over the hog line.
That's pretty unusual. You don't see that very often. It's a little warmer in here tonight. I don't know if it's starting to maybe have a little effect on the ice or not. We'll watch it closely, Vic.
Let's have a look at his Neil Harrison slide this time, right?
Well, he throws from a tuck delivery, so there's a lot of pressures on his knee. He finished his delivery that time.
Yeah, a little steadier, no movement in his foot.
That's a good shot. Eddie doesn't mind that. He's got 2 out in front. Paul, I should say.
Remember, here again, the Wernick rink needs to steal here to pick up the $3,500 skin. Lukowich has to score a couple.
Yeah, hurry! Luke's going to clear that forefoot area. He's going to run off this front one.
Now, hurry! Whoa, whoa!
It's a little roll away from the center line. That's why they're saying whoa. There it is.
Oh, no time.
No.
John Kowach is right there with his shot now. His first stone here in end number 5. Gets a little wick and moves over to the just off the center line. Houston settles in.
Well, the guard's a little longer, so Luke's going to go right behind it. Out turn draw for Neil Houston.
The experience on both these rinks, you saw Neil was with the 76 Gossel rink. John Ferguson was with the world champion junior rink in 78. Oh, got it by. Tucks it in behind just to the top of the four. What a shot by Neil Houston.
There's a good look at it. It's fully buried. We can see it from the end now. Good shot. You can see a corner of it. And that's what Paul's asked John Quadra to do. Just chip it out. Right about now.
Got it by.
Here it comes. Not enough. Not enough. Dug in.
So Lukowich, that blue stone in the back of the four, still shot. He did a little traveling this summer, I understand. He got up a little, even north of here.
Well, I had some curling schools again this fall, Vic. One in Chicago and one in Winnipeg. I think in Winnipeg, but I got to Alaska. Really enjoyed that. We were up there for 6 or 7 days, and thanks to organizer Margaret Cox, we got to look at the countryside. Beautiful country. Had some people from Yellowknife that sent their regards.
Right.
Shipped a coin and girls from Yellowknife. We watched in the Hearts last year. Here's the guard.
Boy, they've got like they're riding a rail. Look at this.
Yeah, it just went sideways, didn't it?
I don't think it's enough to be second shot, though.
No, I guess in retrospect they should have swept it or brushed it a little further and got it in for second shot. You could have taken it right to the forefoot, because the back one, as you can see, here's a good picture of it. There's the weight indication. Keep your weight up a little bit, Paul says. It's only taking about 4 inches of ice, and it's wide open.
Hey, listen, the crowd, too's coming alive.
You bet. $3,500, isn't it, Vic?
A lot of weight here from Eddie Wernick in his first stone. Has he got it by?
You bet.
He does. Going to kill it at the back. He does.
He wanted a little bit of a roll, you know, in behind the blue stone that sits just at the top of the forefoot.
Regular.
He hits it right on the nose.
Canceled my hand, but it's tracked pretty good. Okay, bump.
Upper weight. John Ferguson. Lukowich with last rock. He's got second shot. He could lie two after this.
First stone for John.
A little more weight, so it doesn't come quite as quick.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Got a little bit of a break there, didn't he?
Picks off the second shot stone belonging to Ed Wernick.
But it stayed out. That's what I was trying to refer to earlier, Vic, when I said that, you know, any change in your weight, and it really makes a big difference to the amount of ice you're going to give.
Is that enough ice?
And John threw that pretty good. It just, you know, maybe threw it up a little bit more, and it held straight all the way down. Here's the guard.
It's getting serious now. Paul Savage has got the straw in the mouth.
Isn't that Eddie's habit?
Well,
what a steal this would be. $3,500.
It's a little
lot
too
of
deep.
rocks to go.
Slides into the top of the 12. Too deep? Or is it, would have preferred a little out?
Well, I think it's maybe a touch too deep. It's a good guard, though. It's certainly guarded.
same weight.
But he's going to run it back. Try and run it right back.
Sorry, Skipper wanted you a little higher than that, eh?
A little higher, meaning a little bit longer.
I thought it would break better. Yeah, hurry, hurry,
John
hurry,
Ferguson
hurry.
in his second stone.
Oh, hurry, 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 hurry.
I don't think so. He's on the front one.
Again. And this time he catches nothing on the way by.
Well, Paul Savage, third third man, Eddie Wernick. For the viewers that haven't followed us, Paul is now throwing the last rock. It was Eddie's team for years, and they've made the switch.
He got that again, eh? Yeah, head that roll in there. Yeah. Call a timeout. Yeah.
Now there's the first timeout of this game being called by the Wernick Savage Rink. 1 minute.
I think we got to move that rock.
We can't. Blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just hit it right on the nose is pretty good.
Yeah, you get a little roll, that's okay.
Which turn do we go? Use my own turn.
Yeah, I think so. You can't use the other.
I'm 4 ways away here, Eddie.
Yeah, well, sure. You can roll behind that corner guard and still spill it out. Eh? Right? Like if you hit just off the nose and roll there, this one will still spill out. Can't hear you.
Sorry, there's any way they can get somebody to throw that guy out of the building.
It's kind of interesting because he is shot rock, and he has to steal the point. He's right about moving it, but boy, if you ever hit it wrong, if you ever drive it back onto the back one, you're going to give Eddie Lukowich a chance to, to draw into lie two, and that's all he needs to pick up the money. You could really go for the throw here by playing the guard.
Look at that.
Over the other side of the guard a little bit.
He's a Briar history all by himself with all those appearances.
Doesn't want to hit it wrong, and it's staying right out. Here it comes now, Vic. Here it comes now. Oh, it's a good-looking shot. Look at this.
There it is. And my, what a shot. Paul Savage.
Regular? You like the in-turn? Or you like the out-turn?
Makes it move late. Here it comes.
I think I like the out-turn.
Look at you. It takes a lot of nerve to play that shot. Look at what has last rock, and they had the rock locked into that 4-foot. So you're tempted to put up the guard there, but they didn't like it there. They don't want him to get 2 points on them. And of course, if you remove it, it's no way you can. But if you drove it back wrong,
move that rock.
all of a sudden you give him a free draw.
Take your own out as well.
That's right.
Oh, he won't jam it. Why? It's got to get half a rock that way.
Remember what's happening here. Lukowich with the hammer needs at least 2. Has to score 2 to get the skin. 1 to force a carryover, while Wernick is looking for a steal and possibly $3,500 here in the 5th inning.
And a stranglehold of the situation. Here it comes now. Uh-oh. Now they'll play the guard. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got to take both of them away. And he's still got a pretty easy shot.
Son of a gun.
Huh?
There's what they're playing for, right over Ed Lukowich's shoulder, $3,500.
You want to tap that, or you want?
Harder than I wanted to be.
That's too dangerous now.
Doubling it all over.
Let's try that. Yeah, which turn? This turn, eh? Pretty wild. Yeah, I like that better. Well, it depends. You got to park it wherever the line's right, eh?
You heard Eddie's comment, Wernick's comment. He wants it right here to comment, I should say, to take away both these shots, right in that area, to guard that one and that one.
This will be the final shot for Paul Savage here in the 5th inning.
Freeze it right in there.
See it moving. Got it. Center line is the button. Starting to move now. Doesn't want to set up an angle.
Now a little deeper than you telestrated.
Well, you know, it came a little further than they wanted, I think, but
pretty tough to get to. Pretty tough to get to, yeah.
Well, here's the situation. If you don't do that, okay, he can make that for 2. Now he can't make it for 2. I know. So I like that, yeah. I kind of like that, yeah.
I don't think we can. We ain't going to quite jump over there. Yeah. Okay. Regular?
he's just going to try and split these and get us 1 point if he can.
You know what I'm saying? If we had a stop, covered 3 inches.
Well, no, he probably does. This one's open enough.
Well, the way they sit right now, he is second shot.
I don't know.
So he just wants to drive that stone back, does he?
He wants to split them out. That's right. Drive it straight back and split the rock off the button.
So another big shot here for Ed Lukowich as he tries to force a carryover. A $3,500 shot here in 5th hand.
Staying out. In.
Whoa! And that's what we call the skins game, and we will carry over $3,500.
Hi, I'm Joanne Carner. You know, there used to be 2 ways to lower your golf score. Practice and play a lot of golf. But now there's a 3rd. It's my new video cassette, Keys to Great Golf. It's 90 minutes of terrific instruction that you'll want to use over and over again. In it, I show you how to hit the ball farther and play better than you ever thought you could. I'll teach you to be super accurate with your irons, to hit a slice and a hook around a tree, to get out of bunkers so easily you'll want to hit in there all the time. In fact, I'll show you how to take 10 strokes off your score. So come on, give us a call.
Order Keys to Great Golf today. Call 1-800-268-6365. Only $79.95 plus $3.50 for insured shipping. Please specify VHS or Beta. Have your credit card ready. And call now 1-800-268-6365 and ask for operator 5692.
The thrills and excitement of NBA basketball is on TSN. Tensions from division rivals and top teams on television's best basketball schedule keeps you at the hoop. Tuesdays and Fridays, TSN takes you courtside. Run with the best and follow the leading teams all the way to a world championship. Next up, the Kings take on their Midwest rivals, the Houston Rockets, live from the home court in Sacramento. The action starts Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on TSN.
Ray, talk about pressure. $5,000 worth of pressure.
Oh, what a shot. They looked at to see whether he scored 2 or not. They were taking a look at it, but I think the front rock beats it out, so it was interesting.
And so, look at this. We still will carry over all that money, $3,500 over, and when we begin end number 6, we'll be playing for $5,000. John Wells now is standing by with Doug Maxwell.
Okay, thanks very much, Vic. And while we have a break in the action here, a good chance to talk about National Curling Week and the I Beat the Champ program put on by the National Curling Week people. Doug Maxwell is the national chairman, and maybe a little thought about what's going to go on this winter.
Well, National Curl Week is an attempt to use the Olympics, John, as a catalyst for curling at the club level. We have a manual that has already gone out to the various clubs across the land, posters, and we want to try and promote curling at the club level. And as part of that, we have I Beat the Champs.
Now, I Beat the Champ is going to be a lot of fun for curlers all across Canada, I think. Maybe you can go into that a little bit. I know there's some illustration.
Well, it's a chance for curlers like you and me to have a shot at the Ed Lukowiches and Russ Howards, Pat Saunders, and Linda Moore. The ladies of the land, they play 5 draws and 5 takeouts. Now, if you just put your draw into the 12-foot, that's 4 points, 7 points if it's into the 8-foot, and you get 10 points if it's into the 4-foot or even biting the 4-foot. You have 5 draws. You can do 3 on the outturn, 2 on the in, or 3 and 2, whichever way you want. And then the same thing happens with the takeouts. You put a stone on the tee line, and then if you hit it and knock it out, and depending where your shooter winds up, you get 10 points, 7, 4, or 0. You total them all up and see if you can beat the champs. Now, the champs have already done it. For instance, there's the target stone, anywhere within the 4 foot. If your shooter rolls out and takes out the target stone, you get 4 points. 7 points if your shooter stays within the rings, anywhere within the rings, and you get 10 points if your shooter stays within the 4 foot circle. You total up all 10 points, and if you can get 62 points for the ladies, then you've beaten the champs, because that's the average that the Linda Moore team and the Pat Saunders team have racked up. Eddie Lukowich and Russ Howard, and they just finished their stuff today. There are the various points and the draws and the takeouts for the various girls on Linda Moore's team with Debbie Jones, Lindsay Sparks, and Penny Ryan. They came up with an average of 60.75. While Pat Saunders' team came up with an average very close to it, 61.5. The overall women's average just over 61. So 62 for the ladies of the land will beat the champs.
All right, and the men's, we also have the men's results, and as you say, those were just completed here this week.
That's right, and we finished them here because here was a great opportunity. We had Russ Howard and his team and Eddie Lukowich and his team. They got a little higher than the ladies did, and here you can see Russ's scores, a marvelous average of 82.25% on their draws and takeouts. That was Larry Merkley playing at the lead instead of their other lead, Kent Carstairs. But on the Lukowich team, they came up with a 63 average, so the overall men's average was just over 72, so it'll take 73 to beat the champs for the men.
So it is a chance for curlers all across Canada to take part in this, and thanks very much for coming back.
Indeed. Thank you, John.
All right, let's get back to the action of the skins game.
John, Doug, thanks very much. Doug, hustle right back and man the watches. You're our official timekeeper
That's
here.
right, get on that clock.
We can't start without you. We're going to be playing for $5,000, right?
$5,000 in one end. That's something else, isn't it, Vic?
Yep.
That was a great shot by, by Eddie Lukowich. Tim Belcourt sitting right in front of me, and we both had a little chat during the break, and I thought he put it outside, and so did Timmy, because it seemed to float a little bit, but it came back at the end, and he got a piece of the back one, and what a great shot.
Because of the carryover, Wernick and his rink will have last rock. Brent Syme will start at number 6. Let me ask you about pressure. You know it, having played in a Brier. And these fellows all know pressure playing in Brier and World Championships. Is there a different kind of pressure when money's on the line and not, say, a national championship or a world championship?
Well, I think there's nothing like the Brier, Vic. I mean, the Brier it's what everybody wants with all their heart and soul, and it's a different kind of pressure. There's all kinds of pressure at the Brier. The pressure, quite frankly, with the Brier is to get there, I think. There are so many good teams in our country that work so hard and never get to a Brier. But it's a different type of pressure. The Brier's a round robin, so you know you're going to get those games. In a game like this or in a cash bond spill, you lose 2 games, you go home. In a game like this, you lose an end, and you're losing $5,000. So it's altogether a different kind of pressure. But these teams have been in these situations many, many times, and as we move through the game, it's building and building.
Neil Harrison makes the hit, and he'll stay just on top of the rings.
Well, each end is just, each end is a game, and Eddie Wernick now has last rock, so he has to what? He has to get 2 points to pick up the dough. Lukowich has to steal.
Brent Syme, second stone here at end number 6.
He wants to hit this a nose and stay right there.
And both rinks now ticking down to around 35 minutes remaining.
And you know that it's kind of interesting to watch right now because they're getting a little more cautious. I mean, there was a chance that Eddie, if he wanted to go around that, but no, it was too tight. It was an opposition stone, so let's hit it on the nose. He did not want to roll to the corner, as as it has done.
38-year-old Neil Harrison.
Paul Savage having last rock. He's going to throw up another corner guard. He's asked Neil Harrison for the out turn, and here it comes.
Can't hear you.
What do you figure?
night in Thunder Bay.
Want to go here?
We got the wave going now.
Make it around.
Right here.
Make it behind heads. What's he going to do?
Luke's going to throw the center guard, Neil Houston. There it is, center line guard.
So something in the center now to work for.
You're right, Vic, but you see what's happening here. That rock is about 4 feet in front of the rings, and in the earlier ends, Paul was going around those. All of a sudden now,
But is the game becoming more traditional at this point?
A little bit, because there's everybody's a little more cautious now. There's the nose hit that Lukowich wants.
We're very pleased to welcome up to our broadcasting spot here in North Bay, Don McLeod, who is the Vice President of the Canadian Curling Association and Chairman of the Promotions Committee. And Don, join us as we watch Neil Houston throw this rock in a very big end here worth $5,000. But when we have a second, we want to talk a little bit about National Curling Week, which is coming up beginning the 14th of February to coincide with the curling as a demonstration sport at the '88 Winter Olympics in Calgary. We'll just watch Neil's rock here.
A little deep, I think.
Don, it's a big thing with curling being a demonstration sport, a chance at a gold medal, and now you're going to try and take advantage of it with National Curling Week.
Certainly, Vic, it's the most exciting thing that's happened to curling in a long time. Being in the Olympics is it's a great thing for our great sport, and we wish to take advantage of it to promote the game of curling right across Canada.
John Kawaja with the shot. What kind of things are you planning?
Well, Vic, we've sent out a manual, at least it's on its way to every curling club in Canada, to give them ideas of how we might do some different things about curling to promote the sport during Olympic week. For example, this manual gives some ideas about varying ways you can play the game. Instead of shooting straight down the center of the ice, maybe perhaps try a game where you bank rocks off the side instead of going straight into the house, which would be a unique variation.
John Kawaja puts his stone through, maybe opens the door here for Eddie Lukowich.
It's a bad shot by John. There's no question. He'd be the first one to tell you. They wanted that rock on the top of the 8-foot and behind the guard, a chance to score the 2 points. And now it gives John Ferguson with his first stone a chance at closing it off. This is going to slip a little too far as well.
Don, I know during the summer when the Canadian Curling Association people got together in Toronto to talk about marketing ideas, some of the things they discussed were, maybe making it a buddy system. Bring a friend to the rink, get them involved. I mean, there are so many people who like to watch the game on TV, but maybe have never tried the game. There are little simple things that you can do to get people involved. Are those the kind of things you want to try?
Exactly. Curling is a lot more skillful art than some people give it credit for, and therefore, naturally, when people start the game, they sometimes find it difficult. One of the things we're proposing is bring new people to the rink and try playing a game where people don't leave the hack. They just stand on the hack and throw the rock, which will make it obviously a lot easier. There are some clubs across Canada that are losing members. Obviously, Thunder Bay is not a situation where where we're losing curlers at all. On the contrary, with people lined up to curl. But we really do believe we have a great sport. We have a great sponsor, and we want more people to become involved in the game.
Well, everyone will have a great opportunity as we watch the shot of John Ferguson.
He's hanging out a little bit too, Vic.
Gets a little bit of an inside roll. Well, Don McLeod, again, a reminder to everyone that National Curling Week is coming up starting the 14th of February to coincide with curling at the Olympics in Calgary. Go out, try the game if you never have. And Don McLeod, we thank you for dropping by and joining us.
Thank you very much for having us. And we'd like to remind the curlers across Canada there will be some information coming out on to help promote the game and to get more people involved. And we really thank TSN for this opportunity to present our case.
Don, again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ed Wernick and his first stone. Pushes it back and He'll be shot stone just at the top of the 4, but he guards that rock now at the back.
A little heavy, eh?
I think he shot rock, though.
Good hack.
Oh.
Remember, Paul has last rock here. Paul Savage and Eddie Werning have last rock. They have to get 2 points.
Little more.
Pick up the skin. And that skin's getting bigger and bigger.
$5,000 here in end number 6.
Hack weight.
This will be the first stone for the cool hand of Ed Lukowich.
It's taking about a foot of ice.
Like they're kind of setting them there a little bit, eh?
Maybe about 18 inches.
Heck, I'm not throwing it real hard, eh? Just hack.
Hack weight is what he said.
That stone to the back of the 12.
Almost drove it back, though. But it's a good shot. What Paul Savage will do here now with his first stone is he'll come around the long center guard.
Stay there a long time.
Try and get to the top of the 8-foot shot rock. Top of the 4-foot shot rock. He's got 2 shots now to try and get the 2 points. If he can make a good shot here and get a miss out of Eddie Lukowich, he could maybe get a free draw for that second point and that $5,000.
Paul Savage, his first stone. There you see the time ticking down as his game is slowed up, it seems, with the increase in money. And why not? They're playing for $5,000.
Left-handed Paul Savage is his out turn. Wants the rock, the top of the 4-foot, behind the long guard, tight. Called it inside of it. So they jumped all over it. Kawaja and Harrison leaning on the brushes. Line's good. How's the weight, he says? It just died. It just got off it and it just died. Gee, they pulled their brushes up and the rock just died. I don't think it shot rock. You can judge yourself.
Having a look.
I don't think so. I think it's the stone at the back.
Good shot, Paul.
What do you think, Vic? What do you think, Paul?
I wouldn't.
Maybe the freezer
If he jams this one, though, he might stay over there, he might not. But then you might.
It's close enough to measure, possibly, eh?
Oh, I thought that was going to bury better. Yeah. Oh.
Luke's going to play it, though. You can tell by the ice he's giving. He hasn't said too much, but he's going to get it out of there.
Same weight. We should throw hard at it. We can't see a lot, no.
No, I don't think so, Luke.
Only 2 skins have been awarded, and those came in the second end. $2,000 to Ed Wernick, and everything else we've carried over. Now playing for $5,000 here in end number 6.
Now, he doesn't want to drive it back onto this Savage stone that sits as third shot just outside the rings at 7 o'clock, the 12-foot. He likes to just flip it out of there. Oh, what a shot. He picked it out of there.
Great shot and drove
Yes,
it back
sir.
and didn't jam it anywhere. Got it by that stone at the back of the 12.
Big shot. And now Paul Savage has a big shot here. He's got to get it in there to get his 1 point, Vic.
1 point just to force a carryover.
Goes across the face there.
We don't.
Let me out of here.
Real tough spot. Oh, yeah. He likes to go and then sit. Come on, Paul, see if you can.
$5,000 on this draw right here.
And he's got to draw piece of the 4.
Good concentration.
And he'll watch it all the way.
Remember, they came up on the last one and they almost lost it, so they'll stay close with this one. Line looks good. It looks all right to me.
And right off the brushes now. too far, not too far.
Oh, it almost curled too much.
And it'll stop in time with a little help from a Lukowich stone, and so we'll carry over the $5,000. And when we come back, let me think now, $5,000, $1,500, $6,500. I'm going to get that math degree yet, you wait and see.
The best in the world to be going for the gold in Calgary.
Stereo television. Once you hear how great it sounds on a Zenith, you'll think we invented it. We did. Zenith. Quality.
There's a beat in this land, it's there in all we do. That's why hands across the country reach for the blue. And when we get together, there's a taste that's clean and true. That's why we call for the blue. That's why you call for the blue. Yeah, that's why we call for the blue. It's time to call for your blue.
Hi, I'm William Perry of the Chicago Bears. Watch us battle the Vikings on TSN.
TSN is your ticket to the NFL when the Chicago Bears tackle the Minnesota Vikings. Sunday, starting at 8 Eastern. The NFL on TSN.
Welcome back. $2,000. That's all we've awarded, or they've won. Skins. They belong to Ed Wernick, and so now as we go to the 7th end, carry over $5,000, add another $15. They're playing for $6,500 here in end number 7. The hammer goes back over to Lukowich. He must score 2. There's the big check for the big money here in the TSN Skins game. Proudly brought to you by Labatt, sponsors of Calgary 88.
Well, you wanted pressure, you got pressure, Vic.
Boy.
I mean, it's all here now, boy.
Let me ask you something. We talked about that last end and how it got maybe a little bit more traditional. And Paul running off those center line guards. But that maybe cost him. I mean, they were there to be used for him to possibly score his 2 points, and then he couldn't do it.
Well, you know, wasn't quite as aggressive as he has been earlier, but you know, it's the hammer's changed now. Lukowich has to score the 2 points, so they're kind of it's like a cat and mouse game. Now Luke's going to go behind this. Brent Syme, his first shot. Paul Savage asked Neil Harrison to put on the center line out in front, and that's exactly where it is. And Luke says, okay, I'm going to go get my 2 points, and I'll try and get them inside the 4 foot. He's playing a wide out turn with Brent Syme's first stone. So the game is on. Let's remember that Luke has not won a skin. Right. Paul Savage has $2,000 in his pocket. Luke, to this point, does not have anything.
Try and go behind it, and he doesn't. Rex out in front and splits them off.
But that's a good shot. That's one of those shots we've talked about through our telecasts over the years. You know, if you get around it, fine. If you don't get around it, this is a textbook situation where you just hold it for a minute. If you get around the front rock, terrific. It's to the top of the 4 foot. If you don't, if you just take it, they've split out, and you get 2 corner guards. How do you defend against 2 corner guards? You play your own center line guard. That's exactly what Paul Savage has asked Neil Harrison to do, to put a rock out in the front on the center line. Mr. Lukowich will have to make a decision. Do I go in? And if I do go in, I got to play inside the 4 foot.
And as this is 7th end began with 4. As this 7th end began, Ray, 4 ends to go. They both have just around 30 minutes to play in the game. So they're right on that fine line of maybe taking too much time here.
Now you can see Luke doesn't like it closed up. He doesn't want to get it closed up on himself, so he's going to run this off. A lot of weight. He's got a corner. Good shot.
Well, he takes out both stones, but they almost exchanged that guard there on the edge of the 4, covering the 4.
There's the call. That's how, you know, Paul's calling. He wants another center line guard. That's how you defend against the corners. The other way, of course, is to go in behind those corners, but if you do, you better keep them in front of the tee line.
John Kawaja with his first stone.
You don't want to slip into the rings here now. You got to be in front. If this is too high or too long, you'll find Luke will go. Doesn't like it. He's thinking about it. There it is. There it is. Top of the house. Okay, let's get the 2, he says. Neil Houston. Staying out a long time. Weight looks good.
Now it moves left.
It's a good shot. It's short of the rings, but it's a good shot. Much better there than slipping in, way in.
Why?
Well, because if it happens to go in too far, you know, then it gives Paul a chance to get the hit and roll.
John Kawaja.
Lukowich has the hammer. Must score 2. Burdick has to steal. Hooray! John really turned this in, didn't he? He gets a pretty good break on it.
He exchanges stones and
well, that's a good
keeps
break.
the house clean.
You want to play that? Let's play bump. Come in off it.
He's going to try and hit this one. If he catches it thin, he might hit the back of his own stone and squirt the shooter into the rings. Neil Houston. Upper weight. Wants to hit this thin now if he can. Catch a corner. He's going to curl too much, I think.
There's the corner, and
if he hits it thinner, you see, Vic, he would have come over and hit the back of his own stone and maybe squirted in.
Mind you, he's got things set up now. If at any point he can maybe bump something up into the rings.
Back. Yeah, good point. But that 4-foot's a little covered. If Eddie Wernick can make a good shot here.
And he's quickly into the hack and out with his first shot. Here in end number 7.
Here's the come around. Savage must steal.
Playing for $6,500.
You don't want this too deep. Don't want it too deep. Exactly where you don't want it. This gives Luke a good chance now. Eddie's not happy at all with himself. You can bet on that.
Hey, Bud.
John Ferguson.
This is a big shot. He makes a good shot here. Now they want this around the guard, in front of the tee line, top of the 4-foot.
Got it around and by and deep enough?
No, it's not going to be buried, though. It's going to be wide open. It's a good view of it. You can see almost all of it. Board weight. $6,500.
Wernick now trying to make amends for that first shot that went a little too deep, break. Got it, and can he squeeze it by? He does, and out the other side.
And the 6 $6,500, and there's 16 stones in hand. That's around $400 a stone, isn't it?
John Ferguson, his second shot.
It's going to be too deep again, I think, Vic. It's going to be shot rock, but it's behind that tee line.
On top.
They want it at the top of the 4-foot. You can see where Paul has his brush. This allows Paul Savage to play this come around now.
Oh, you didn't have to add anything. I guess, you know, sometimes they go, sometimes they don't. You didn't really have to add anything on it. Okay, got a shot at him here. Just floated it.
You can kind of see the pressure there, can't you, Vic? It's all over their faces, I'll tell you.
Pressure's right over their shoulder. $6,500. Paul Savage, his first stone.
I wonder how the wives are at home sitting watching this. There's a mink coat out there, isn't it?
Oh, well, the line's good.
Oh, it's a good-looking shot. It's a good shot. He would have liked it just the top of the 4-foot. Stays out a long time.
A little more.
They watch it. It's just a little too deep.
A little more.
Good shot. Trying to get it buried now. See it from the top as it moves into the rings.
Even at that, it's too deep, huh?
Well, it's a good shot. It's right in the button. But if you move that stone about 1.5 feet forward, then it becomes a very, very good shot because now you have to move it to get there.
It's hard to read
This way you can sit on top of it.
Like Ferg was out here when it came. What are we looking at? 13.5?
Now remember, if Luke just sits on the face of this and he's shot rock, he sets up potentially 2 points. And he needs 2 points for the skin.
At Lukowich, first stone.
In reverse of that, though, if he ever misses this and the cap, and Paul puts the cap on, he'll steal it. Oh. He's got to be there this time.
Up there now, urging them on, trying to get it on top, trying to get it up on top.
I think he's light.
He does. He comes up light.
Great opportunity for Paul Savage and Eddie Wernick and John Kawaja.
That way. He's going to play the raise hit. Yeah. I think you leave him that. And leave him the hole.
Halfway down, I wasn't even worried.
You got to leave him that. I think we got to guard that one.
What happens if we throw it here?
No. That's nice, but I don't like it. Too dangerous. You ever tick that, you're dead.
They've called a timeout.
There's what you're looking at.
Just guard this one and be careful with the weight because you don't want to move it, right?
You guys think I was light? You did, eh?
Clean it up, yeah.
Sorry about that. I thought I had lots.
Same ice you had last time.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah. You don't want to break too much either.
Well, you heard Eddie Wernick and talking to Paul. I think we got a guard. He says, guard the long raise, he says.
They thought I was light.
Luke really thought he had enough, and you could see the guy.
Is it all our rocks to raise, eh? Good job on that. Son of a gun.
Well, the ice he's taking in the conversation, Vic, I think he's guarding the long raise to take the raise away from Luke. Go to the shot. We saw him make a great raise in the 5th end down here to save the end. He's just going to leave him the hole to draw to. Once it's the curl, we'll take away this long raise. Coming over. He's got it over enough, I think. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Perfect perfect shot. It's going to leave him the hole.
So he'll have to draw the good piece of the button. Timeout's been called by the Lukowich rink.
You think we can make that around the guard for 2?
We're going to cut it now?
Wait, cuts in there? I don't know.
You see what he's looking at? He's looking at playing the in-turn, coming at it from the other side, from the left-hand side as you're looking at it now, as our viewers are looking at it, and just ticking it, maybe getting 2. Ticking it out of there. The only alternative to that is to play the out turn coming in from the right side.
As playing as possible?
I don't know, what do you think? After that, we got jammed that one.
Yeah.
What do you think? The $6,500 question.
What? A piece of it? I don't really like that too much.
Draw here for 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Every shot's going through his mind now, am I right? So their timeout is over. As you can see, the clock has started to move again. 24:30 and counting down.
Across the face, well, you can have to hit all you can see.
Yep.
You're bound to take some time here, Ray, I guess.
I can maybe call another timeout. Take
From here, we'd have to just go right by ours, eh?
Well, I thought that would hit ours, come across the top.
Yeah. Some pretty slim chances, eh? Yeah. I think that's the shot.
Across the top.
Yeah. Say about there. Good bump.
Okay, he's going to play the long
Is that
raise.
move much? Yeah, about half a rod.
$6,500 on the line right here. Ed Lukowich will try to save it. Force another carryover. Right now, it doesn't look very good. Wernick has got one buried just at the back of the button. Looking to steal $6,500.
Could also play it straight onto the white one.
He's going to try and hit this one down here like so. Drive it right across onto that angle here. He talked about playing this shot right here, coming in here, and try and tick that out.
Okay, well, what about a straight draw to the button, though?
Well, they talked about that, too. He just feels the percentage isn't with him.
Still not sure, though, Ray.
What do you think off of here?
You can do it.
Still not sure.
The guard. Straight onto there, right?
You do it 2 ways. You can do it that way. I think it's a tougher shot than this.
Yeah. Think it's tougher?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good bump.
We ate up some time, though.
Boy, is he ever. About 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of ticked off the clock. But he's going to go with his original decision, and that's play that raise. If he gets enough movement here, is there a possibility he could get 2, or is he just playing to 1?
If the angle's there, if he hits it on the right angle on the outside, and it comes across, he could, he could get the 2 points.
Is it that tough?
Still not sure.
Yeah.
That top one of ours.
Yeah. All we got to do is touch the button, don't we?
Oh, I'm still not sure.
Almost on the hole. He's touching a bit of the button. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the decision's made. It's a $6,500 decision either way. And the final stone of the 7th end from Ed Lukowich.
It's close.
There it comes. There it comes. Look at this. $6,500.
This update is brought to you by Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on.
Hello everybody, I'm Mark Jones back at TSN Control in Toronto. Today in New York, they handed out the most coveted award in college football, the Heisman Trophy.
Here are the 5 candidates at the Downtown Athletic Club. That's Tim Brown on the far left, Don McPherson to his left, then White Hayward and Gordy Lockbaum.
It is now, once again, my privilege to announce the winner of the Heisman Trophy, the 53rd annual Heisman Memorial Trophy. He is Tim Brown of Notre Dame.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank my coaches and my teammates, and I definitely have to thank my family for sticking by me through the bad times and the good times. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Couple NHL scores for you. Quebec leads New Jersey 2-1 in the second period, and Boston leads Chicago 5-3 in the third. Stay tuned for Sports Desk at 11.
If you're looking for racy lines, precise cornering, and a great stereo, Zenith's trim 29-inch designer TVs will put you in the driver's seat. Zenith, quality.
The $6,500 shot.
Well, I don't know if he was, trying to do it that way or not. That was obviously a possibility. He's going to come across on the angle, but he hits it thin, and it comes across. It hits his own now, which drives it onto the shot rock, removing it, and there's the 2 points and $6,500. I don't know if he was trying to do it that way or not. I think he was trying to bring it right across, but it doesn't matter. He made the shot. He called that raise, and it's $6,500. But I think he was trying to come back clean on it, Vic.
So as we go now to the 8th end, oh heck, we're just playing for $1,500 now.
Well, Eddie, Eddie Wernick and Paul Savage are not out of this. There's lots of money left. He can put himself right back in this game. It's the 8th end, and Wernick has last rock.
$1,500 for this end.
That's right. $2,000 for the next.
And
$3,000 for the next. And he has $2,000 in his pocket. So this thing is still on.
So $6,500 still to be won in the last 3 ends. But what a shot. Brent Syme, first stone into the rings.
Paul Savage cannot afford to lose any more skins, though. If he loses one more skin, it's all over.
And he has the hammer. The Wernick rink now has the hammer. They must score 2. Still hasn't settled down.
Let's talk about this situation. Eddie walked over and said, let's peel it. And the guys at the other end said, no, let's play the guard. Let's keep at it. Pressure's on Savage now.
Go after him.
When you're hot, you're hot. And Mr. Lukowich has been hot this year.
Well, both these rinks have won more than $70,000 this season.
It's just another indication of how this sport is so similar to so many other sports. Golfers get it going, every putt's going in, everything's running for you. Hockey teams get it going, the goals go in off the back of skates and so on and so forth. And the same thing for Eddie Lukowich. They're a fantastic team, they're great critters, but boy, they had it going this year. And you've got to get those things. Even the top teams, they need all the rubs, all the little things to win consistently.
Yep. Neil Harrison, his second stone here in end number 8.
Paul Savage has the last rock. Lukowich is the shot rock. Savage's second shot. The second shot is 3/4 guarded. Luke's going to play the guard. Freeze to the face of the second shot rock.
Heavier and really bending. That's 3 in a row.
Houston with the shot. I just find it amazing the area within which they play. I mean, they literally play within that red line, that 4-foot area.
Well, it's closest to the button counts in curling, Vic.
Oh, I know that, but you know what I'm saying is that these fellas are there all the time.
And if you're not there all the time, or on a high percentage of time, you're not going to be out here. Here's a good chance if you can get it by the front one. Catch it on the outside.
Got it by that front one.
Good looking shot by John Kawaja. Yes,
Beauty.
sirree.
He raises it back, it'll hang on.
And there's the 2 points you need at this stage.
Hack weight. Hack weight.
Eddie's really committed to steal here. He's going to play the long raise with hack weight.
Nope, still line 2.
Still line 2.
John Kawaja, who was the model for the Olympic curling coin and the commercials on television to publicize their sale.
Lots of weight. He's got to curl a little bit. Here comes now. Just stay there. The weight looked perfect. It just didn't curl for him. John's disappointed.
Gonna play this?
I guess for draw weight now I can throw just the weight up and throw it.
John Ferguson.
Really moving.
It is going to get
I think
by.
he's on the front. No, he just got the corner.
Just got by. Will it jam on this one at the back? It does.
But it's still a chance for Paul.
That shot stone is still the one that's biting the back of the 8, and it's almost fully guarded, Ray, I think.
Right around it. Right around.
Right around, he says. Through the hole.
A wrench on his chest with the maple leaf. Ed Wernick and his first stone.
Really fighting the weight now. This is heavy.
Will it hang around and bite at the back? No, it's through.
Play here. If we can get that, we'll take it.
The back one's covered, so they're going to just play through the hole.
John Ferguson, second stone.
Good. Come on. Good luck with it. Nope.
Looking for the rub. Oh, everything's working.
Boy, you bet. Does it come too far?
No, it's a good call by Eddie Lukowich. He got the little rub, but it came out in the open. You're right, Vic. So it's still a chance for Paul Savage to hit it, move it back, and lie 2. That's what he needs to get the skin.
Oh, and then if we get the tick, it just goes top 4, and he's trying to bury, and that's it. This could be a little interesting out here. So get into the curling trench or not.
Eddie Wernick, second stone.
It's not coming.
Lukowich mean about the curling trench out there? I've never heard that before.
Well, it's sometimes when you play you play an area so much, it kind of the area gets grooved, and that's what he's referring to. And when you move outside that area, you're not in the area where they is working consistently the same way, and they had to move out a little bit. And that's what he was referring to. One thing this game does have is 100 different ways of saying the same thing, the terminology.
And Lukowich in his first stone here in end number 8.
And what's the roll? I don't think so.
A little bit.
Almost, yes, sir. See, that's another good example of how the red shading area works for us. You can see the stone that's shot rock sitting on the edge of the 4-foot at the 3 o'clock position. It is just out, just a corner in the red. And the long guard, if you look at the white guard out in front, it's fully in the red. So there's about 3/4 of the stone is showing.
With the weight I threw, we had the double or the roll probably. If we roll too far, we'd probably make the double. Well, we know one thing, he ain't going to hit the card because usually he gets this out there.
This is strictly a weight shot, Vic. He's got to have the perfect weight. Paul Savage's out turn. The left-hander, there it is. Nice smooth release. Watch the line. You know where the stone is. Rusher's staying with it. He's got to come a little bit. He's got to work a little bit. You can see the line now. He's got to move it through this wall.
Not far enough.
No, sir.
So now that is shot stone just to the back of the 8.
There goes your 2 points, too.
He's got backing.
It just wouldn't come for him.
John, make sure we got enough.
Never finished in the hog line at all, eh? You only need another inch of the rod. Yeah, I could see it just sort of straighten and it wasn't going to come out. Well, you can go off that one if he doesn't get it in there.
Well, I'll be able to kill that. So I don't think I'll kill that.
A little more.
Sure you can. You got to go if you get one anyway.
13 and a half yet?
I think he's right. You got to get the one for sure. You can't give Lukowich another skin. Otherwise, it's all over, Vic. Play the next 2 ends for $5,000. That's all. That's all.
The winner gets an extra $4 grand. The guy who wins this gets a bonus of $4,000, so you're playing for a lot more than just those $5,000.
But that $4,000 would be in Lukowich's pocket already.
Well, there you go. He closes that off. Where do you go now?
I think you have to play the wide out turn. It would be my in turn and Paul's out turn.
And the way the house lines up now, that would be full 8, huh?
We hit and roll for shot.
It's either that or the hit and roll, as he's talking about.
It's a good spot here. That's why I like it.
Are you sure we can get 2 out there?
Well, yeah, if you hit it, you hit it right there. It'll spring. It only has to spring
Eddie, I don't think it's
half.
I don't like this. I don't like this shot.
Yeah.
Why? Too much of a gamble?
The other turn, eh?
Well, I mean, you're playing kind of 2 and 1. You're playing to hit and roll for 1. But
should move.
I think Paul's maybe. I don't know if I guess if you hit it properly, you could spring it out of there and get 2. But
this is unplayed turn a lot.
I think that's a big gamble. I mean, take your 1 point and go into the carryover. Because if Lukowich scores here, if he steals the skin, I think it's all over.
The problem is here, if he gets his 1, the hammer will go over.
It could go.
I mean, maybe that's what he's banking on. He says, maybe this way we'll get our 1 for sure. What have we got to lose?
Well, but you could draw for your 1 too, couldn't you? Okay. Maybe they're just afraid of drawing out there and out on the frosty ice.
Well, it's a skin that he's got to have, and Paul Savage knows it. Big shot. He's got to hit it thin. The hit and the roll.
He's got to hit it thin.
There, over.
Roll too much.
And too far, maybe?
Yes, sir. That's it. It's all over.
It is. It's over. $1,500 steal for Ed Lukowich.
It's a it's a $5,500 steal. $4,000 going to the winner.
So when we come back, we'll be playing for $2,000. But right now, this skins game belongs to Ed Lukowich.
Your Sunday nights will never be the same. Pro football never looks so good. This December, the NFL is on TSN. Live action from the world's most punishing game. 8 Sunday night battles and the season finale Pro Bowl. The NFL on TSN. Live on Sunday nights, TSN is your ticket to the NFL when the Chicago Bears tackle the Minnesota Vikings. Sunday starting at 8 Eastern and only on TSN.
I don't feel good. No heartburn.
Oh, my stomach's upset. Yes.
It hurts.
Feel burning.
Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol is proven stomach medicine. Its effective formula coats your stomach and starts to work right away. This special coating formula puts soothing medication between you and the upset to bring you relief. Give your stomach troubles good medicine. Pepto-Bismol.
The NHL tonight. Mondays and Thursdays, the NHL's hardest-hitting lineup provides exciting action on television's best NHL hockey schedule. Defending champions Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, and Philadelphia are some of the top teams you'll see live in action every week. And how about the Detroit Red Wings and the Maple Leafs live from the Gardens? Hockey's toughest rivals heat up this Monday night starting at 7:30 Eastern.
Be watching Monday night. I'll be there.
Well, after being blanked for so long, Ed Lukowich is in the money now. $8,000 6 skins as we go to the 9th end. And there's still lots of money. We'll throw a few more bucks into the pot, and for the 9th end, we'll play for $2,000. And the hammer belongs to Ed Lukowich. The hammer belongs to Ed Wernick, pardon me. So Brent Syme will get us going here in number 9.
Well, the whole point here, though, Vic, is that there's only $5,000 still available. And if you add that $5,000 to Paul Savage's and Eddie Wernick's total, it gives them a total of $7,000. And they have $2,000, and Eddie Lukowich has $8,000 already in the bank.
Didn't like that shot, did you?
No, I didn't. The reason I didn't like it, I mean, it was not that it wasn't there. It's just that you had to. You're calling 2 shots. Are you calling the sweeping or brushing for the hit and roll to get 1, or are you calling it so you hit it thinner to come across and try and spring the 2? I just don't think it was a percentage. I think that I mean, playing the hit and roll is fine if you're playing a hit and roll, but playing the 2-in-1 shot, I mean, I might as well say how I feel about it, and I don't think it was a percentage in that case. Considering that, there's a little word down here that says the champion's bonus is $4,000. $4,000. So by missing that, you can no longer win the most money in this event.
They still, though, are playing for $5,000.
Oh, yes. There's lots of money left out there on the table.
Wernick could go home still a handsome loser.
I'll say.
Syme, his second stone here in number 9. Let's just bring you up to date. Eddie Wernick yesterday in his semifinal last night against Al Hackner won $7,000. Ed Lukowich today won $6,250, $6,250 against Russ Howard. So good paydays for both rinks.
Luke has the hammer, so he's got to get 2 here. There's still a lot of bread on the table. I know it's a hard thing to do after missing a shot like that for $6,500, but you know, giving up that skin, that extra skin for $2,000. Lukowich. I'm trying to hit this on the nose. Wernick has to steal a point here. Lukowich has the last rock. This ninth end for $2,000.
Makes the hit and gets the roll, but there you see that one stone out in front on the center line belongs to Ed Lukowich, and that one half buried just at the top of the 8 also belongs to Ed Lukowich. And that H in the back, that hammer H, is in the wrong position. Ed Wernick has the hammer in his hand.
Coming pretty good there.
Quieter, just tap the back ring.
Yeah, great.
Well, they're making everything now, aren't they?
Yeah, Eddie's in a good position to steal here. They just changed the H now. We had they had Lukowich with last rock there, and it certainly confused me at the beginning.
Yeah, little rock garden right there in the top of the top of the 12 for John Kawaja and his second shot.
He got them all.
Boy, did he ever. Quickly opens things up, doesn't it?
Sure does. Well, we're going to have some excitement going home. This last end could be for 5,000. We get a carryover here.
No, ton of room.
To say hello to my son, who's probably watching this in Prince Albert, Victor. Sitting up there and watching the Skins game. I never did find out who won the Prince Albert hockey.
Playing a little hockey, is it?
Won the Prince Albert hockey game on Friday night.
First stone for Eddie Wernick. Bumps it back and doesn't bump it far enough. It is still shot now at the back of the 4. Let's just go back to that shot that they called in the last end, and I'm just going to throw something at you.
Okay.
We talk about Ed Wernick and about how good he is in seeing shots, and in fact, it was his spotting of an angle that helped them beat Hackner and win the big money. Okay. Now I wonder if sometimes you can spot too much. You know, you can look at something which is very simple, and instead of going for the simple shot, say, but you know, if we just do this, we can get more.
Well,
and I guess in effect, be too greedy.
Eddie Wernick's experience in that area comes from a number of things. Number one, he skipped for a long time, and he certainly knows angles. Also, he's a very, very good pool player, and he knows the angles on shots like that. And he spotted that particular angle against Hackner in the 9th end that sprung those 2 shots out. And as Paul Savage would tell you, gee, I didn't even see it at first, and Eddie saw it. I think maybe Eddie was right. He could have hit that one a little thinner. It would have come right across, would have hit the other one, and maybe got 2 off it. My feeling about that shot, it was too high a percentage.
Yeah.
It was a tough shot to make for 2, where if you're playing it for the 1 to get the carryover, then I think that, I think Paul Savage with his ability would make that shot for 1. Either play it as a hit and roll or play it as a draw. Now, the reason they didn't draw, I feel maybe, is they weren't sure of the ice out there. So that's fine, play the hit, but play it to get the 1. I think to try and get the 2 is too difficult.
Ed Wernick with his second stone comes up with almost a perfect corner freeze, and he is now shot stone. As Wernick here looks to take a 2 and score a couple and pick up the skin.
That's a good shot. He's got an angle frozen right on.
Worth $2,000.
This is the Luke's first shot. He's going to try and freeze to the face of it.
Lukowich and his first stone here in end number 9.
No, big move yet. Clean. Whoa, got it a long way yet.
Look at this. Ooh. Anything you can do, I can do better, says Ed Lukowich.
I think with just back ring weight or back 8-foot weight, you can hit this on the nose, though, and move it straight back and lie 2 off of it.
When you want to be sweeping it.
Here's a good look at it from the top. Just get it by, hit it on the nose, skin the white one, which will go on to the blue one. It'll go back and you can lie 2.
Get it out of the 4-foot. We have a whole lot of draw yet, no? Gonna have to go at half a mile.
This ball's out turn.
His first stone.
Here it comes now. Here it comes now. Oh, this looks like a good shot to me.
Chip it by.
Whoa.
Not enough.
Almost a great. Had to just curl another 1/4 of an inch. Gee, I thought he had it perfect, Vic. It just at the last moment just stopped coming a little bit.
Well, if we're going to guard, maybe we should be guarding with the other turn to guard it up perfect.
Yeah, I don't mind coming in this way if we try to come here, tap, and sit here and make turns.
You have to go pretty wide, eh? Think that's wide enough?
Just going to play the guard, try and steal the point.
Steal the point and $2,000.
Well, we're going to go for the freeze on ours.
So he's not playing the guard.
Same weight.
He's going to freeze right to the face of his own.
I want to try and hold it on a little bit on the wide side all the way, just in case we don't have the weight we can come off. Don't leave him that outside corner.
Final stone of this 9th end for Ed Lukowich. On top.
Oh, line's great. Look at this.
Bingo.
I don't know. If he hit it on the nose, you could kill them both, I think. You got a little room even to hit it on the inside of it. Sure you have.
Leave him there to pick up the skin.
Yeah, score 3 points. And 2 is only necessary.
That's right. You only need 2.
Never did much at the end, eh?
There it is from the end. You can see a good look at it. Oh, sure. There's no, if he hits it just a little on the inside, sit on the outside, he can score 3 points, and that would be the skin.
I expected some bend at the end. At the hog line, we should just have to let her go a little bit. Actually, if we didn't sweep at all last 10 feet, we're probably just A1.
Final stone, 9th end, a $2,000 shot for Paul Savage.
I can't hit it on the outside. He's got to hit it right on the nose or a touch on the inside, and he's got it too. You bet. There's $2,000.
$2,000 for the Wernick rink. And Paul Savage, what a great shot. And that takes a little bit of the sting away from losing that end. When we come back, the final end of this skins game for 87, worth $3,000.
I've been all the way to the west, babe, all the way to the east, and I stand just as tall in the saddle as I do in the city streets. I know there's a game and how to play, and I know when to make a stand, and I put more in like the king of bills. I'm a genuine bud man. Bud, 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 I'm a bud man. Riding along in my automobile,
Silver Eagle Records presents Rock Till You Drop with the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry. With this great collection, the music won't stop. You'll have to rock till you drop. To order, call the number on your screen. Whether you're sweet 16 or almost grown, you'll rock till you drop, till you're too pooped to pop. So roll over, Beethoven, and get Chuck Berry's Rock Till You Drop. His 22 greatest hits on 2 LPs or double-length cassette, just $14.95. Or compact disc, just $18.95.
Till I be, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell.
Write or call now.
So far, Ed Lukowich has just doubled the money on Eddie Wernick, 8,000 to 4,000. We'll go to the 10th end, and it'll be worth $3,000 as we wind up the skins game for 1987.
And let's not forget the bonus that goes to Eddie Lukowich in this particular game of $4,000.
That's why they need such a big check.
What a year he's had.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
very great. Well, this'll put him close to $100,000.
That's your salary?
Yeah.
What do you want it?
And last rock here belongs to Lukowich. Remember, if you weren't with us this afternoon, if they go to this, they play this end for the 3,000. If nobody wins it, nobody steals, nobody gets the 2 points, then they will have a draw to the button for the $3,000.
Exactly.
Brett Syme.
Well, Luke has the hammer. Must score 2.
Right now in a position looking to steal, has 2 counters, but playing it wide open here.
Yeah, Luke's just going to draw down to the back one, try and freeze to the face of the back one. Get something going for himself. He's got last rock. He has to get 2 points.
Brett Syme. Freeze to the back one. He's welded on there.
It's on a bit of an angle, so Paul's going to play it. Center ice. You can see it. There's a good view of it. John Kawaja. Oh, look at it go again. There must be a spot there or something. That's the same.
Yep, same spot, side. That's right. Same direction, everything.
Same thrower, too. What Eddie is talking to John about is you got to really clean that rock carefully. There must be maybe a little, maybe a rock that's got a little bit of a spot on it that just catches some of the right in.
A lot to it. Come down now.
Neil Houston with the shot. Second stone. No problem this time.
He's playing the guard. Wants it up good and tight. He's got the shot rock.
It sits at the top of the 4, and Wernick, of course, looking to steal. And right now, he has the rock to do it.
Just see a corner of this. You heard Eddie yell down, if you hit the front, it's okay.
Neil Houston.
Oh, it just ticked it. Boy, if you got it by, it had a beauty.
And it skates on by and through the back. All right, plug it up here.
You bet. Hi, Mom. I'm on TSN.
You bet you are. Frank McCourt, Canada's curling cartoonist.
Long guard. They want this $3,000.
Oh, sure.
I'd like this $3,000. Same weight, he says. You can just see, you can still see a corner of it. There's a good picture of it there. John Ferguson, same weight as the last one. He's got a lot of weight this time. You heard Neil Houston say, watch it move now. It's starting to come a little bit, but he's got a lot of big weight.
And you know,
stepped his weight up a bit.
Yeah, I think we've got to maybe mention here and say how consistent the ice is, and that's a tribute to Shorty Jenkins, the ice maker. I mean, you've mentioned all along, if you step up the weight, the curl's not going to be there. You don't have the right weight, it's going to curl too much, and that's been from N1 first semifinal right through to this point now.
Well, the ice makers are, you know, across the country now are starting to realize that, you know, that they want some movement, some swing in the ice, and that makes for a much more entertaining game. And as a result, curling has become even more of a feel game than it was before. In other words, you just can't play the game where you hit and run everything. So it's a game of being able to control the weights. When you ask for back ring weight, it's got to be back ring weight. It can't be light hack. It has to be back weight, back ring. And in ice like this, if you throw the wrong weight, you get a lot different movement over the ice. So obviously you've called the wrong ice.
Eddie Wernick with his stone puts up that long guard now and takes away possibly.
Well, I think we got to hit these two guards here and try and spray them around either side of them. You know, it's got to be peel weight, eh? If you had 7/8 either side, you open it up pretty good, eh? Good. Okay, peel weight.
It's going to try and get the front open.
Eddie Wernick looking to steal here, pick up the $3,000. Has one buried at the top of the 4. gives it up. Put it right back, Ray?
Yep, I think so.
Shot, Bird. Gives a lot of options.
No guard. You got to play it.
A million little options.
Here?
First one just sat there. Just that terrible. It never really broke. It was trying, but it never really took a break.
Long guard he's playing.
No, that's the edge of the 4 there.
He usually guards it. Play the Blu-rays.
Paul Savage in the hack for his first stone here in the 10th end.
One. Plus coming off.
Has one buried, now trying to protect it and possibly pick up $3,000.
It's light. You can hear them saying it's light. The line's okay, I think, and he's got to get it across the hog line. Just didn't come enough.
No.
They had to brush it, so they would, by brushing it so hard, it kind of held it straight. It didn't quite curl enough. The weight was perfect.
That corner, the corner of that blue stone now, just at the top of the 8.
That's out of the way.
That's open to him.
Just the hair wire.
Luke can play the raise back now. There's a good look at
That's
it.
enough ice.
He'll hit his zone,
Halfway.
drive it back onto the shot rock.
Lukowich in his first stone.
You got a bye, Vic? I think he's going to just tick it. Yeah, he did.
And then in fact, he helps it out. He brings that stone a little closer, and it's a little more guarded.
That's right.
For 2? Yeah. But is it there for 2? It's not there for 2. We got to guard that blue one. Yeah, I think it is there for 2. You want to try the same turn or what? You're a little fat last time. Yeah, yeah.
Same guard.
There.
You heard Eddie Werning say you're just a little outside last time, a little fat, he called it. So Paul's weight was good, but it just got a little full. Didn't curl, so take a little. Same ice, same weight, and hopefully it'll curl a little bit more.
Will it move there now? Get a little finish there, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, fairly tight. I think it's possible, I think.
What they're talking about is, driving the raise back again and getting the 2 points. Paul even took less ice.
This will possibly be the final stone of the 1987 Skins game for Paul Savage. Only other shot could be a draw to the button.
Great work is right.
Neil Harrison to work that rock just across the hog line and almost killed him in the process.
Luke's going to play another one of his long raises. He's asked for a timeout.
And that's his 3rd timeout now.
Make it through the hole?
Yeah, he could, I think. The hole's there.
Can you make it through the hole with back ring weight?
Not really.
Think it's makeable?
Sure, I think it is.
I think the holes are. Yeah. I think the blue one.
The high blue one?
Yeah. The raise. Because you can bounce it off of ours or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if we get the
If this rock gets coming good at the end here, you know, we might be able to just move him back ring and come right through that hole.
Brent thinks that Brent and Neil want him to play the raise. Luke
we can see a touch of it, eh? Once she starts bending.
There's a hole there.
You think the raise?
There's a good look at it right there. Now that's the hole they're talking about. Luke thinks there's a hole there to come through. I kind of agree with him. Just catch the corner of it for 2 points. The front end, Brent and Neil want him to play the raise, drive his own blue one back.
But it just seems to be hanging most of the time, eh? Like
so he's gone to the
good hack.
He's gone to the raise.
Sometimes it's been going quite a bit, eh? Once it goes, eh? Huh?
What a great finish this would be if he could make this shot.
He loves these kind of shots. I kind of agreed the hole was maybe there, but just going to catch this just a little on the outside, just off the center on the outside.
More than hack.
Well, he's got to make this shot somehow. He's got to either get one in there to force a carryover and a draw to the button, or Eddie Wernick will take home on a steal $3,000. But if he makes the shot, well, Ed will wind up with $11,000 plus the big $4,000 bonus.
Playing with Hack Wake, though, so he's playing to get 2 here. He's going to drive this back and try and score 2.
All right, final stone, 10th end, 1987 Skins game, and the possible $3,000 here for Cool Hand Luke.
Going to curl too much, I think.
Too much?
Yes, it did.
And it'll be a steal of $3,000 for Eddie Wernick.
Thanks, Harry. Good game. Thanks, Eddie. Good game. Thanks, Paul. I hate to be Italy. Thanks. Good game. Well done.
So that big shot in the 8th, probably the determining factor here that they missed, that Wernick Rink missed, and that may have cost them the Skins game title.
Well, some of them did that.
$1,000. I better quit this game.
Yeah, that was the key, Vic. You know, it's one of those things you can second guess forever, and you heard my opinion, so there's no point me just repeating it.
Did the main thing.
Well, we've had a good time here. We'll be back with the closing ceremonies in just a minute. Look forward to working with you again come the Scott Tournament of Hearts time in Fredericton, and we'll move on to the Briar and Chicoutimi Ray. And from all of us at TSN, may we wish you and your bride-to-be Jane all the best in your forthcoming marriage next weekend in Winnipeg.
Thanks, Victor.
We'll be back with the closing ceremonies in just a minute.
Stand up and cheer U.S. college football on TSN. Every Saturday, America's hardest-hitting roster of nationally ranked powers provides exciting action on television's best college football schedule. Defending national champs, Penn State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and UCLA are some of the top teams you'll see in action every week. Join the cheering fans when South Carolina's Fighting Gamecocks take on the Miami Hurricanes. Saturday night at 11:30 Eastern, right here on TSN.
Good times ain't hard. Good friends in the hot, hot sun. Oh, doesn't matter where we are. It's my good friends that make it all fun. Oh, that's like the ice. Tastes smooth and light. Right out of the ice. Goes down so nice. No, that's like the ice.
December is packed with live sports surprises on TSN. NFL showdowns every Sunday night. The world's finest tennis players meet at the Nabisco Masters. Action from television's best NHL hockey schedule. And TSN's December delivers U.S. College Bowl games, sensational NBA basketball shootouts, plus 4 world champions heat the ice in a high-stakes skins battle, and a special look back at this year in sports, all in December on TSN.
This portion of TSN's Curling Skins Game, brought to you by Canadian Airlines International, with Canadian business class service to 32 cities across Canada and around the world.
And welcome back to the Fort William Arena. And this is the way it'll break down. Ed Lukowich comes away out of this Skins Game final with $8,000 in 6 skins. Ed Wernick picking up $3,000 with a steal in the 10th, $7,000 and 4 skins. And overall, well, let's break it down for you. Ed Lukowich wins $19,250. He got $1,000, Ray, for winning the draw to the button to get everything underway. Then he got $6,250 when he won in the game, and then he got $8,000 here, $15,200 plus a $4,000 bonus, $19,250. Wernick $7,007 makes $14,000. Russ Howard $1,250, and Al Hackner, the local hero, comes away with $500. Grand total $35,000 in the second annual TSN Skins Game, brought to you proudly by Labatt's. And now let's join John Wells.
Thank you very much, Vic. And time for our closing ceremonies. We'd like to thank everybody who's made this week for us at TSN such a nice time here in Thunder Bay at the Fort William Gardens and around the curling club here. And we'd like to thank the hard-working committee of the Skins Game. The chairman is Mr. Dick Dolphin, and we'd like him to say a few words on your behalf. Dick?
Thank you very much, John. Wasn't that a great show? Wasn't that just super? Let's tell them how we think of that. Both teams, fantastic. What I'd like to do on behalf of the City of Thunder Bay and our Skins Committee is thank our wonderful sponsors, Labatt's, TSN, and all the excellent local sponsors that we had. I'd like to thank the curlers just for some superb curling, just absolutely superb curling. I'd also like to thank Shorty Jenkins and his ice crew to make it all possible. Let's give him a hand. That was something else, Shorty. I think the thanks we have to give is to everyone. Wouldn't it be nice to have a Briar here sometime? Thank you.
Sounds like a pretty good idea. It's a happy time now. We'll hand out some money and just announce the first 2 prizes. Russ Howard finishes with $1,250 and Al Hackner with $500. And now representing the runner-up Eddie Wernick rink, we'll call on Paul Savage, who did such a magnificent job. Paul?
Okay. Thanks, John. We really enjoyed Skins Curling. I think it's a game made for our team, and just had a great time. I'd like to thank TSN and the committee and congratulate Ed and his rink. They played really well, and Eddie made one of the greatest curling shots I've seen tonight for $11,000. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Don't go away, because we've got a check presentation coming to you in the amount of $14,000 from Mr. Gordon Kyle of Labatt's. Gordon? Wasn't that some kind of curling shot that we did see here tonight? Eddie Lukowich comes away the winner of the TSN Skins Games tonight with a total of $19,250. Eddie, if you'd come forward. And maybe just give us a little insight into how that shot worked. What was it, the 7th end?
Well, it was a little wide all the way down, and it just cut enough at the end, and I think we were very fortunate on it. I'd like to congratulate Paul Savage and Eddie Wernick on, another great game. We've had great games with them over the years. I'd like to congratulate TSN and Labatt's, and thank Shorty for the great ice, and congratulate the committee here in Thunder Bay for just putting on a fantastic Skins game. I'd like to thank my team for really playing well for me. It was a tough battle. And most of all, I'd like to really thank the fans and congratulate them for coming out.
Eddie, don't go away. This is your check, and if you can just fill out your name here and the amounts. So fill it out on the top of the page, and we'll get Gord Kyle from Labatt's and Jim Thompson from the Sports Network to come in and sign it. The amount, in case you've forgotten, is $19,250. $50. Go ahead, Lukowich. And if Jim Thompson from the Sports Network and Gord Kyle will come up and jointly co-sign this one. Jimmy, that's you on the top line there for TSN, please. And from Labatt's.
I guess you got a date in somewhere.
And from Labatt's, Gord Kyle. Eddie Lukowich, that'll be for the rumpus room somewhere, we suppose. On behalf of Skins Curling here, and you'll take that with you, and we'll get the official check and maybe get the members of the rink up here. Brent Syme, Neil Houston, and John Ferguson to join Eddie Lukowich. So that just about wraps up our official presentation here. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you once more, Thunder Bay, for being part of the TSN Skins game here tonight and for the past couple of days. The big winner, Eddie Lukowich, Canada's Olympic curler from Calgary, Alberta.
You know, that Russian left winger is going to be pretty tough in Calgary.
The TSN Curling Skins game has been brought to you by